welcome to today's video. So today is just a get the museum open with me story time about my engagement and wedding story. So I hope you enjoy. So Logan and I got engaged on our 1-year dating anniversary. So if you watched the previous video, you would have heard about us meeting, going on our first date on his mom's birthday. So it happened to be the following birthday we got engaged. And it was honestly one of the most cute romantic things. I knew he was going to propose because we had talked about it about 6 months into dating, and I knew that's where we were headed. I even knew he was proposing that day. I just didn't know how he was proposing. So that was the interesting part about it. So he, on our 1-year anniversary, had gotten to the point where he was like, okay, we are going to go out on these dates. And he had a bunch of photos of us printed from CVS. And he would give me a photo at a time, every so often. So when we woke up, he gave me a photo, or when I was getting ready, he gave me another one. We went out to breakfast, he gave me one there. We went back home, he gave me another one, so on and so forth. And about halfway through the day, he gave me a bunch of them. There was 5 or 6, I can't remember exactly. I think it was 5. And he friggin' gave me these pictures, and on the pictures it literally said, "Will you marry me?" on the last 5 with a question mark. And of course I said yes. I already knew what the ring was like. It was, I knew most of the information about the proposal because that's who I am. I like to spoil things for myself. So when it came to my engagement, I kind of knew most of the things. I'd already tried on the ring and everything. But it was still so romantic. I wouldn't take it back for the world. I love the way that we got engaged. So of course, we went and told my family. We were a little hesitant to tell his family, so we didn't for several days. But I finally was I don't want to hide this from them. We're going to start wedding planning eventually, and I don't want to have to hide the fact that we're getting married. So he told his family, and they were oh, y'all are a little young, but okay. And my parents were even y'all are young, this is kind of fast. But also, my parents got married after knowing each other for 5 months. And that didn't work out very well for them because now they're divorced. So they didn't really have room to talk. But my dad approved, my mom approved. He didn't really ask his family, but he sold an Xbox just to buy me the cheap ring that he had gotten, which to me, it's beautiful. I didn't care. But we upgraded the ring not too long after we got engaged because it didn't really, the band for that ring was bigger, and it wouldn't have a wedding band that would go with it. There just wasn't anything that would look good with it. So we started wedding planning, and we didn't really do a whole lot at first. It was more just oh, we kind of want a fall wedding. I wanted to get married in May. He wanted to wait till the fall because the fall is my favorite season. So we waited until November, and originally we were okay, November 28th. We found a venue. They were going to do November 28th. It was going to be perfect. And that was during COVID that we found that, because COVID hit. We got engaged in 2019, and then COVID happened. So COVID hit, and we just we were still trying to figure out how we can make it work with, having to be cautious about COVID precautions. And at the time it was oh, we don't even know if anything will go back to normal or what was going to happen. So we just kept planning the wedding as normal. And then we got to about September, and we were getting married in November. We got to September, I think, and realized we weren't going to be able to do what we wanted to do. I was going to have one of my coworkers at the time who really just felt like family to me. She was going to officiate the wedding, but she ended up getting COVID in like end of August. And I know that there was like a big time frame there, but I didn't want her to feel rushed into being 100% or whatever to be able to officiate our wedding. So I was like, okay, we need to rethink. And we ended up going with a courthouse wedding, which I loved. We just had our immediate family because you can only have like 10 people. So that's what we had. And it was probably the best decision we ever did. And we ended up, because November 28th was like the Saturday after Thanksgiving that year, the courts weren't going to be open on a Saturday anyway, but they closed early for Thanksgiving, so the 25th was the last day open. And they were having a half day, so we had to get married at 11 a.m. on the 25th of November, and that's our anniversary. So it's something special. We have my goodness, we have Thanksgiving on our anniversary every few years or so, but it's really nice. I love our wedding and engagement story. It's unique to us, and we were 19 when we got married. We didn't have a whole bunch of money. We didn't go on a honeymoon, although I would have loved to. We planned several different honeymoons, but we never actually took them because we didn't have money for them. So that is all for the video. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Bye.